This is Mortal Kombat for the Sega Megadrive, which plugs in like that, and there's the box. I don't have a manual. This is an awesome game. First released in 1992 into the arcades. Here you'll see me perform a fatality as Scorpion. It was a direct sort of response to Street Fighter 2, which was Capcom's flagship game at the time, although it had a completely different fighting system. It had high punch, low punch, high kick, low kick, and a block button, unlike Street Fighter, which would block automatically when retreating, crouching and such. It has a very unique style for its time. Characters are actually digitized actors recorded into the game, various characters played by one actor, and there are a few other actors that fill in the gaps. Johnny Cage, Liu Kang, stuff like that. There's 7 characters in total. One thing that is unique about Mortal Kombat was that it introduced at the time the concept of juggling, which means that you're not in control of your character before you hit the ground when knocked up, so you can in theory be juggled. However, this was pretty hard to pull off, so you need to be a bit of an expert. Mortal Kombat also had a unique way of pulling off the special moves compared to Street Fighter, whereas Street Fighter involved rotation of the joystick or gamepad depending on whether you're playing it in the arcade or on a console. In contrast, Mortal Kombat introduced moves that did not require a button press, just directional presses, such as one of Raiden's moves where he pressed back and forward, and then he flies across the screen. What made it so popular at the time is the graphical style and sound style, overall general style of the game, which has been copied many times but never bettered. Apart from your 7 main characters, there was also 2 bosses: Goro, the man with 2 sets of arms, and Shang Tsung, who could morph into any character, but in his original state he is a frail old man. As you may or may not know, characters in this game are actually a couple of them, like Raiden and Shang Tsung, were modelled on characters from the movie Big Trouble in Little China. So if you've ever watched that, which is a great movie, and thought, you know, the similarities, that it isn't a coincidence, there is actually some history behind that. This is probably my favourite Mortal Kombat game. One of the reasons is because this was where it all started, the whole series, but another reason would be the fact that the change of characters after the movie. They actually started basing the characters on the movies. I think this game just gets everything right. It gets the style, the whole presentation of it, gameplay well balanced, responsive, extremely playable. Obviously it was violent. If you had there was an optional cheat you could put in to lock the blood, which is a cool feature. I didn't bother finding out what that was and putting it in for the review, mainly because it was cool when I was about 10 years old, and obviously things have moved on since then, so it's not really gory by today's standards, but along with the gore, there were a few cool little extras in the game, such as you could do certain things to fight against Reptile, and there was the pit fatality where you would uppercut your opponent and they would land on the spikes of the pit level which were below you, and pick this particular game up for about £4 on eBay. I got this as a part of a bundle, so I got Mortal Kombat 1, 2 and 3, so I got a good deal there. So yeah, it's a classic game. If you're collecting games, then in my opinion you need this in it, and along with quite a few other Mortal Kombat games. There are a lot out there nowadays. You have 1, 2, 3, Ultimate 3, 4, and then you went on to games, the 3D games like Deadly Alliance, and obviously you had the trilogy, which was a 2D one, and that's basically sort of like a compilation of the first 3 games all rolled into one package, so you could pick that up cheap for PlayStation and Saturn consoles like that. So yeah, you definitely need some Mortal Kombat in your collection. There's a similar game to try if you're a fan of the series is Killer Instinct, which was another arcade game, a bit of a copy of Mortal Kombat really, but that is available obviously in the arcade, so you could get it on AIM or whatever. But there's also a version on the Super Nintendo.